Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea. We all know that, and if you don't know that, you must be new. Hello. That sign says stay spicy, just in case you wanted to know. Like, subscribe, and comment, and all that. I am feeling much better. It's like my first day back in the office since I went to Arizona, because I did a bunch of batch filming then, and then I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really done much since then because I've just been feeling like garbage, and that's okay. Sometimes you gotta take a break, but I feel great today. So we're gonna batch film with our Morticia vibes today, and guess what I got access to? A whole lot of internal Zoom calls from the company AWAKEND. It's a big old yikes. It is a big old yikes. If you don't know about AWAKEND, it is one of the many kitchen table MLMs, as I like to call them. And they are currently being sued for quite a lot of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. It's a lot, just a whole mess. And it's my favorite thing ever. So we're going to watch a Zoom call right now. I'm going to take notes. I also have some Thin Mints that I just took out of the freezer. I'm really excited to eat too. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and watch this. I also have some screenshots of the chat because I think they're really funny. So you know what? Let's go ahead and read those right now, actually. So this first one says, so I took yesterday the weight loss medication they sell. For the first time, I have 10 pounds to lose. I'm 5'1" and 137 pounds. I swear 2 pills was way too much. Didn't wear off until about 24 hours later. Now I'm taking my dose down, seeing if the adjustment helps. So, sounds like they're selling just amphetamines. Sounds like you're selling a lot of houses, girl. It's gonna be very beneficial for you. I say that because this person, their like username thing, I guess, and I'm gonna have Ethan blur it out just because I'm a nice person. It says like Hometown Realty. EXP Realty, which guess what is also an MLM. Wendy said, I'm not good at math, but numbers don't lie. Well, Wendy, if the math is done wrong, and if the numbers are wrong, or the data is a lie and photoshopped, then yeah, numbers can lie. I also thought this one was really interesting, not only because it says the person that put in their name, it just said iPad. I always think that's hilarious, like an iPad, like a robot's talking to you. But it says, I can do this, and then boom, mic drop. Can't wait to see what they said that was so revolutionary, right? I can assure you it probably wasn't. And then this Christine person said, and we have the patent. No, you don't. You don't have the rights to it. According to the statement of fact in that 36-page legal document that I read. So, no, you don't. And this person said, I can do this and change lives. The brainwashing that's going on in this MLM is actually really sad, but it's truly fascinating as well. Something can be sad and we can be fascinated by it, okay? Come on. It's literally everything in life. A Galaxy phone said, my limitation is not knowing how to advertise it. Marketing training is needed for me. Maybe I missed it. My limitation is not knowing how to advertise it. That's, I want to say, 50% of your job. Who recruited you? And I just wanted to show that one because I think it just truly is a great example of like, they're just going to recruit anybody and everybody. Even if you are completely computer illiterate, if you are social media illiterate, they may promise you that, oh, well, anyone can do it. I hate to tell you this, but if you are social media illiterate, you probably aren't going to do well in an MLM. Especially if you are the type of person that isn't, I don't want to say isn't coachable, but like, let's say doesn't have the bandwidth to be able to take on those skills. I'm obsessed with it. Ma'am, lower your dosage. Lower your dosage because your S's are sideways. This one said, yep, create curiosity, never satisfy it. And then FOMO in full force. Create curiosity and never satisfy it. I'm serving at church, not eating. That's also known as restriction, which is also anorexia, but okay. As I shove a Thin Mint in my mouth. Everyone's favorite Uncle Joe said, I'm gifting to an old schoolmate. Are you a billion? Who says schoolmate? On Thanksgiving. She's been battling weight forever. Hey, Joe, please don't. Joe, this is a joke. I do not want to incite violence, but Uncle Joe, I hope you get kneed in the balls. That is so, or like slapped with a slice of ham. That is so rude. Is it unsolicited? I mean, either way, it's predatory and gross and just rude. She's been battling weight forever, so on Thanksgiving, I'm gonna give her speed. 'Tis the season. Mickey said 10 who bring 10 who all have 10 customers is $10K per month. And that's between black and triple black. These ranks are crazy. 500K rolling 5 weeks. 10 who bring 10 who all have 10. That is a huge downline. With that logic, you are going to run out of people on the earth by like the 10th level, by like the 10th generation you get to. Can someone do that math? Because I can't do that. I can, but listen. These thin men aren't going to eat themselves. All right, let's go ahead and listen to Courtney. Her name's Danielle. It's not Courtney. Ah, yikes.
Welcome, everyone. Great to have you on for our mindset and skill set. We have been doing weeks back to back of social media training. However, we're going to pivot tonight. I'm going to give you some mindset. We haven't done any mindset in a while. And a bunch of you have asked, hey, I'm not on the elite page. Can I get some mindset training? And even though we have a mindset program that's going to be rolling out at the beginning of the year, I wanted to give you some of the stuff that's helped me not only in my life as a human being, but has helped me financially in a big way and in the network marketing, AKA direct selling world.
Oh, I just can't wait. Who doesn't love a good mindset training? Who doesn't? Who doesn't love it? I don't, for one. First of all, that wall color, beautiful. Love that for you, Courtney. Danielle, just a little tidbit for you. This was filmed or recorded, whatever, on 23rd of November. I don't believe that there has been an update with the lawsuit yet. They're selling the products, allegedly. However, according to Behind MLM, love them, they're amazing. They are selling, or shipping out rather, products that have a different like ingredient list opposed to what they were promoting. It's very weird. It's very, very weird.
To get past my limiting beliefs so that I could earn to the level of which I dreamed and set goals for. You're going to hear me talk a lot about money and what it really represents and what it doesn't represent. It does not represent happiness. I was broke for a long time. I can tell you it's a lot easier when you have money to solve problems you have. And if it's something you can write a check for, it's not a problem. True problems are things money cannot solve, right? Having terminal cancer, having things happen that you cannot control. Those are real problems. So I want to make sure I'm clear when we talk about money, because money is a sensitive issue for a lot of people, a sensitive topic.
I mean, the only thing that I can really think that like money can't solve, obviously things that are like outside of your control, but like if you're rich, you can pay for experimental treatments for diseases. You can get, the top of the line care opposed to not having that and then having, unfortunately, a lesser chance of recovery or whatever. If you are financially set, if you have a lot of money, you could really get out of maybe these are all just random thoughts, but you could get out of an abusive relationship. You don't, you might feel stuck and like you don't have a choice. That has happened to a lot of people that I know personally too. But if you're financially set, you can just up and leave. If you're having a lot of mental health issues, you can pay for the top of the line psychiatrist, psychologist, mental health counseling and treatment and care. Like something terminal can't be like fixed, I get it, but you could also, if you have a lot of money, you can make it to where like that person or you can absolutely pay for everything, making sure like nothing falls on other people that is related to you. But then also you could travel or do whatever you want and make yourself really comfortable or really happy for, your remaining time. Money doesn't buy happiness. Yeah. But when you have like, when your problems, a lot of them, the majority of them do have to do with financial stuff, and that's where a lot of your stress comes from, then yeah, you could be happier with money. I don't know. I just, that whole thing is like weird to me. And I've lived paycheck to paycheck, okay? I've been there. There have been times where I've been very overdrawn.
I don't know the word would be underprivileged, but let's say in a family where we lived on food stamps and...
Little disclaimer, this is not alcohol. I've actually stopped drinking, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I just like real sick one night and I was like, I don't want to feel like this ever again. This sucks. So we asked for one of these aluminum cups. It's just like an aluminum like solo cup basically. But we're at a little restaurant, a little hole in the wall here in South Tampa. And we liked these and we were like, hey, waitress, can we steal this cup? And she's like, I will give you a whole sleeve. And we were like, we love you. Thank you.
Assistance. And so we didn't have much, but my mom always made, I don't know how she made Christmas wonderful as a single mom working 3 part-time jobs, but she did. But we I know what it's like to live without money, and I know what it's like to have a lot of money. And I can promise you, it doesn't cuddle with you at night. It doesn't make you feel joy and peace. It doesn't fulfill you. I know a lot of unhappy people who have a ton of money. What though I want to teach you tonight that I think is really critical for you to understand, because it's such a big part of winning big in this industry. I'm going to assume by raise of hands, you guys know how to raise your hands on this, not by physical hands, but you know how to click raise hand. Raise hand. I love that. Whoever Crow HP is, she was like, that's what I would have done. She's right on it. But Deneen, thank you, Deneen. So raise your hand if you are in this because you want to set yourself free. And that could be any level of income, any level of freedom, but you just want to be free. You don't want to be.
Also, a little tip. I know a lot of people who do this. I personally do this because I love giving presents for Christmas, and I love giving everyone like 7 presents. It's my toxic trait, and it's really hard for me to wait until Christmas to give them to people. But one thing, Tony does not do this. I do this. I basically I cover all the presents for everyone in our family, but I try to get everyone like one like bigger present and then like maybe 2 or 3 like little ones, like a perfume, like your favorite perfume that's like $100 is your bigger present, and then I'll give you like a necklace or like hair ties, like the nice ones, right? Something like that. Or like a lipstick. I buy things throughout the year that like I know that people love. That has helped me throughout the years to where I'm not stressed during the holidays, because the holidays come around and I only have like 4 presents left, which is great. I love it. So, little tip for you. My mom does that too. And then every time she goes grocery shopping, like a $20 gift card. She's older. They've been working forever. So they're not struggling. But there's a billion people in our family, and she also is obsessed with gift giving. So every time or every other time she goes grocery shopping, she'll get a like $20 gift card to Target or Publix or Macy's or wherever. And then she'll have like literally 100 gift cards like ready to go for Christmas time. And then she just hands them out, which is pretty great. It's real smart, real smart. I think Tony's mom does that too, but little tips for you. I know it's already Christmas time, so like we're a little bit behind with that. So sorry, but I personally do that. I know a lot of people do, but anything to like try to help you feel less stressed.
Trading time for dollars. You don't want to be caught up in what I used to be, which is just one day you wake up and go, I'm 40, I'm 50, and look at me, I'm 60. I haven't really gotten to where I want to be in life, right? So look, I mean, the number of hands up is, let me keep going, extraordinary. It's almost everyone. So let's just say, okay, you can put your hands down. I love to be interactive. So let's just say, based on what you said, that you want this to happen and you'd like it to happen yesterday. Yes? Well, guess what? Speed is the name of the game in direct selling.
Speed is the name of the game in this company, because that's what we're selling.
This business loves speed, because the faster you move, the more people you get in front of, the faster your organization builds volume. Now I'm going to give you some skill set, but we're mostly going to talk mindset. So stay with me. Volume is, okay, let me break it down. I love to break things down like into little bits. Every bottle is a unit. Does everyone get that? A unit. Lisa Hughes, Anita Stewart, I see your faces. Diana Dolce, Donna King. You agree? Raise your hand, not just your actual hand. Yeah, I can see your faces. Brenda Varela, do you agree that a unit is 1 bottle? Do we all agree? So the number of bottles that get sold monthly in your group equal your monthly check. Do we all understand that? The more bottles of Zenith, and by the way, we have another product we're working on. If you're an elite founder, we will, be reaching out to you to talk about your ideas and what you think about our potential product strategy, but we're in development of our next product already. Super cool. One of my favorite things to do. So even though we have Zenith, we're going to be pulling something together and marketing something new early next year, probably in March, hopefully, that will be synergistic with Zenith, meaning it won't pull away from your Zenith sales. It'll add to it. It'll be the 1-2 punch to make someone's transformation even better. Does everyone with me now? Okay. So a unit means every bottle goes out, you make a small, tiny little override on. That's a team commission. Someone in your team sells a bottle, someone in your team gets a bottle to get out of our shipping warehouse, then you make a tiny override. A tiny override on each leg adds up to a lot over time. The common pitfalls are, just from a business standpoint, people who didn't get the right results with the product do what? Stop using it. Your job is to teach your teams how to use the product most effectively. One of the best things you can do is go back and give your people the best tips and practices for Zenith. One of the things that's coming up is if someone's had bariatric surgery, someone's had a gastric sleeve, someone has poor digestion, they're probably going to use the product and feel funky. They're not going to digest it right. They're going to feel overly full or weird. It's not the product, it's their digestion. Since we can't control that, what can we control? How they take the product.
You have to teach your team to use the product. Who's the customer here?
Your job is not to sell units. Your job is to get units to go out the door and then do what? get people to order over and over again so they get to their goal, because a happy customer keeps buying. Your job doesn't end when a bottle gets sold. Your job never ends. Your job is to consistently push information through your organization. Your organization is your left leg.
Okay, so what I'm hearing her say is that, you know, your job isn't to sell the product, it's to get people to buy it over and over and over again. So what's the easiest way to do that? Recruit people. Because who are going to be the people who are going to buy it over and over and over and over again? People who basically have to, because they're in the company. Your job isn't to sell. Well, she's saying without saying so far, your job isn't to sell the product to retail customers. Your job is to recruit people.
And your right leg. Every one of you should be a mouthpiece to your team. Hey, did you know what I learned today with Danielle? Hey, did you know this? Here's what Danielle said tonight. Danielle said, gastric sleeve, poor digestion, people who maybe don't digest pills well, you can open the capsules and put it in yogurt, applesauce, a smoothie, a protein shake. You can actually use it, or they just don't like to swallow pills. Break it open, baby. What do we care the most about? That they take it the way it's the best digested for them, so they get what? The best results. Because people get results with the product, do what? Reorder. And people who reorder do what? Stay on the product and get the results they want, and they keep reordering until they get to their goal. And then, because the product is a lifestyle product, means that some of them will stay on the product, not all, to maintain the results, because they'll be terrified like me of ever going back. I don't want to ever go back. I'm not getting off this product. If there was no more product, I would somehow hoard the products, right? Because I don't want to go back to feeling out of control when chocolate lava cake comes out. Now, my kids had chocolate lava cake the other night.
Ma'am, Miss Ma'am, you're feeling out of control because of some chocolate lava cake? I mean, that does sound real good. Oof. That's sad and very unhealthy, because you're relying on that to maintain your weight when, like, that's not really healthy. But then also you're building, like, you're fear mongering is what you're doing. You're saying, like, oh my gosh, I'm terrified to go back to it, to go back to, you know, having any type of cravings or any type of weight come back. Like, that's spooky. That's spooky. That's not nice. That's not good. That's very disordered, and that's sad. That's almost as sad as that one lady in Octavia, the broken eyelash lady, who eyelash, whatever, you get it. That lady who was like, it has a phobia of chips and salsa now. So sad. Oh my Lord. But like, that's not okay. Also, it is interesting that she's like, if the products weren't available anymore, I would just forge the products. Ma'am, that's what y'all have been doing, allegedly. So from the sounds of it, it sounds like this type of medication is just like speed. It sounds just like Adderall. That's not good. To be on that type of medication without, like, when you don't have ADHD, not saying that these people don't, they could, I don't know. It's just not good.
My husband's right here. He's doing his thing with his headphones on. I don't know if he can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay. When we went to dinner, come over here and tell everyone, we went to the most fancy dinner the other night because almost all the kids are home from college, and we have a lot of ducklings, right? What happened at dinner? I ordered what, which I never order. I normally at a steakhouse order the most amazing ribeye, right?
I don't remember what kind of fish it was.
It was Chilean sea bass, miso glazed. It was 840 calories. It had pickled red onion and some really amazing sesame orange sauteed spinach. How much of it did I eat?
Not even half.
And I ate half of my burrata appetizer, no salad, one drink, which was I don't even know, was it bourbon or scotch? I had one scotch, which normally I'll have two. And I had what for dessert? Fruit.
Oh yeah, you didn't eat all that.
4 pieces of, I like picked out the strawberries and blueberries, didn't eat the pineapple because I love pineapple, it's too sugary. Yeah. And when we were done, I bring home, I literally had her wrap everything, and I looked at Scott and I went, this is our new life. Like, we're not consuming, even when we were eating low carb, even when we were intermittent fasting, we were never getting the results we're getting now. Why? Because our leptin was out of control, and that's something we couldn't control. Now we have a product that lowers leptin.
The fact that she's talking about leptin and all that. So that's one of the buzzwords from the study and from the patent and all that stuff that doesn't actually have anything to do with the product that they are selling. And allegedly, it's just wild that they're saying that when in reality, it sounds like this is just an appetite suppressant.
I love Chilean sea bass, but if I go to a steakhouse, this girl likes red meat. I just want a really good steak. I can't even eat. What happened tonight? I'm a cook. Like, I grew up around food, so I love to bang out a good meal. Tonight I made chicken cutlets, but I make it with pork rind breadcrumbs, so there's no gluten, no junk. Everybody wanted a certain kind of chicken cutlet because everyone's picky. Stay with me. My daughter wanted pesto on it with melted moots. Scott wanted pesto and melted moots. I just wanted melted moots. I didn't want any red sauce. The other one wanted plain. Everybody's got their things. I made all these chicken cutlets, got them all done, baked them, threw on a plate, barely could eat one full cutlet. And I think to myself, I barely ate anything today. I hydrated. I worked my butt off. Hope to do less hours soon. And I'm literally watching myself consume so much less and be so in control that I can't ever walk away from this product. Now, you're talking to the owner of the company. If I was your customer, I'm going to sing it to the rooftops. And you know what I'm going to do if I'm your customer? I'm going to upgrade right in my customer account, my free customer account, and become a rep, because I can't sing the praises of Zenith enough. So for all of you that are watching, this is a mindset training, but you have to understand the strategy of doing network marketing. It is about having psychological and emotional IQ, strength psychologically, while at the same time you strategize. I am all about strategy, and I'm all about what psychologically is going on with the customer.
It sounds like you're all about starving yourself and restricting food. What is up with these MLMs? Like, oh my God. And it's not sustainable at all. That's so sad.
Unless your customers want to not feel fat. Can we all agree? No one wants to be fluffy. Well, most people. No one wants to feel the extra pounds. No one wants to walk out of the house feeling not their best. So if you know the hot button of the majority of people and you have something that can help that, don't overdo it. Share a story, share a picture, like a before and after or progress photos, and say, this is what happened for her. This is what happened for me. This is what happened for him. All I can tell you is this stuff is legitimately amazing. And if you've never balanced your leptin and you've wanted to lose weight, you have no idea what you're missing out on. That sells Danielle. You want someone in your business who's going to blow up your volume and sell a ton of units? Get someone like me in your organization, but get me on the product first. Because the minute it works for me, I'm going to tell the whole world. And what does that mean for you? A heck of a lot of overrides on me and what I'm willing to do every day to build the business. Most of you have a mindset that you think you have to talk to everyone. It's nice if you can. Some of you are majorly introverts. That's okay. Weirdly, I'm a recluse, but I'm outgoing. It's odd. Like I have to get away from crowd. When I'm in crowds, I hate it. Most of you are like, you must love a party. If someone comes up and talks to me at a party, I'll talk all night, but I will not approach people. Super weird. I know. But once you get a Danielle in your organization who is a red, which means we are, that red personality means we jump off the cliff, figure it on the way down, we figure it out on the way down. We don't want to miss out. We have fear of missing out. We want to tell the whole world when something is great in our hands. We want to share it with everyone. You want me. How do you find another Danielle? Because we're out there. How do you find me? You get me on the product. Because if you know my hot button is to drop a few pounds, or I see a post about losing some weight and I hear the word leptin, you know what Danielle says? The hell is leptin? What is Diana talking about? That girl looks amazing. That dude looks amazing. Okay, clearly I haven't tried that yet. I'm on a quest. Now, I'm going to tell you something that is a true story that happened today. I won't say the guy's name. I was blessed enough to be on a call with a man who has been in the industry over 30 years. He has put products in the hands of companies like Nu Skin, like Herbalife. He brings products to market through channels, the network marketing channel, and he's been in huge companies. He also helps with merchant accounts. So Rodney, our CEO, and I were on a call with him today. He's telling us all the things he could do for us, right? All the things he could bring to the company as potential vendors that we could do business with, whether it's banking, whether it's products, okay? He's on and he goes, I've been reading a lot about your product. He goes, some people are about alcohol. Some have been hung up on cigarettes, alcohol, drugs. What did he say? Sex. And he goes, this guy's a brilliant guy. He's worth a fortune and he's so brilliant. He goes, but my entire life has been about, I can't get this weight off. He goes, if your product does what I think it does, I will help your company in ways you couldn't imagine. I said, blank, whatever your name is, I'm sending you 2 bottles from our company. He goes, that would be great. And he's sending us a set of products that are incredible, that you spray, that are direct dissolve, that are nanotechnology for us to try out. But here's why I'm telling you that. Here's a man who has everything, who's more successful than 98% of the people I know, who's brought companies that are not billion-dollar companies to billion-dollar status.
Nanotechnology spray. What in the Iron Man is going on? It's funny that she's like, yeah, he said he read all about our product. How could you look up this company and be so ignorant to not come across the fact that they forged documents and that the patent isn't theirs, they don't have the rights to it, and that they were forging studies? So the product you've been reading about isn't their product. It's someone else's product that they tried to reverse engineer, means that the studies and patents and stuff don't even apply to their product. So no, you didn't read about their product. You read about a different product made by another company that is currently suing them. That's what you read about.
Not billion-dollar companies to billion-dollar status, who offers growth to companies and options to companies and vendors to companies. That really is very valuable. And he goes, the one thing I've not been able to kick is the weight. So he said, send it to me. And I'm sending it to him tomorrow. What I'm telling you is if you can get the attention of a guy who spent 55 years of his life chasing down weight loss, and you can get him to become a believer. You can change your whole business with one person. Most of you are sitting there going, it's going to take too much. I don't know enough people. This is your self-talk. I don't know if I can do this. I'm not Danielle. I don't run my mouth like her. I'm very introverted. Yes, you can be introverted and make money. Introverts do very well in our industry. You know why? Because texting came about, private messaging. You don't even have to show up on a Zoom. You can be as introverted as possible and just copy paste. Okay, does this make sense? It's so important for you to understand that units equal a bottle. 1 unit is 1 bottle. I'm not really good at math. 1 unit is 1 bottle. Let's say you put out 1,000 bottles on your left leg in a week and 1,000 on your right. Does anyone want to do the math for me on what that is for commissionable volume? It's easy. 1,000 bottles at 100 points. It's 100,000 points on each leg in a week. 10% of that is your team commissions. How exciting is that to see $10,000 a week coming in just because 1,000 bottles are going out in your left and right leg? Do you believe in, put your hands down, go in and lower your hands. I want to watch them go up again. Do you believe yet, if you don't, that's okay. Just raise your hand if you do, that you and your people can sell 1,000 bottles in a week on each leg every week eventually? Do you think you can do that, your team? Because 1,000 bottles a week, every week in a given week going out is 100,000 points. And that puts you at, is that black diamond, guys? Forgive me. Is that blue diamond? Go look at, terrible that I don't have all this memorized yet. That's how many hours I've been working. 100,000 on your lesser leg. Someone look it up. I think that's blue diamond or double blue or triple.
Danielle, you're the CEO of this company. You're one of the founders of this company. How do you not know?
No one seems to know it yet. I don't feel so bad yet. 100,000 points on your lesser leg and 100,001 on the other, right? Is $10,000 a week. That's 40,000 a month in just team commissions. That's not your lifestyle bonus. That's not your check match. I need you to have vision. Margaret, do you have vision? Yes, she's saying yes. Brenda, we talked today. She handled a situation that hit her very well. Do you know how I can tell someone's going to stay in the game? When really tough things happen and they handle it and they say, onward and upward, that sucked. It wasn't fun. And she said to me, Danielle, it's okay. And I was like, here's someone whose mindset is right. Because it was a bump, right? It wasn't pretty. And we overcame it. I need you to get this. Double blue diamond, thank you. 100,000 on your lesser leg in a given week. You guys say, oh, in 5 weeks. No, I mean in a week. When you're doing that weekly, your check is enormous. You do it in a 5 week, that's great. But do the math, 100,000 divided by 5 weeks, right? It's 20,000 a week in your lesser leg. I'm talking about you sell 1,000 bottles on your left leg and 1,000 on your right in a given week. And your life literally has changed. But let's dumb it down. I'm going to go with 50% failure rate on that. I love to do this. I love to go from what I think is totally doable to down to really conservative. 500 bottles on your left leg and 500 on your right weekly is how many bottles a month total in your organization in 4 weeks, not even 5 weeks. It's 2,000 and 2,000, right? 500 times 8. So what's that? 4,000. Do you think 4,000 people a month can order from you and your team as we build this? If you have 4,000 bottles, some of them will buy 2, but let's just say, dumb it down. 4,000 bottles a month or a week, or excuse me, did I say a week? A month are going out. 4,000 a month. 4,000 bottles at 100 points.
Okay, I hate the fact that they say points. That's so annoying. Just say dollars. It's like any other company I've ever worked for, which is, in inside sales. It's not like, oh, I sold this many units or whatever, so that's 10,000 points. It's like, no, I did $12,000 in sales this week, or I did 20,000 in sales this week or something like that, right? It's just annoying that they equate it to points, which is dumb. They're not making the differentiation between retail sales and your own downline, because having everything she's saying right now is based on, in my opinion, based on the downline. Because like I said before, just like, with this one and with Q Sciences and with IM Academy and iGenius, all of those and this one as well have, you just need 2 legs. You just need 2 legs, and it's binary or whatever. And so it's just annoying that they are legitimately, in my opinion, operating as a pyramid scheme. And it is all about recruiting. That's all it is. It's so much easier for you just to continue to recruit and recruit, because then that is a, guarantee that the people below you, that you're going to get that volume and those sales, because those people, it's only a 30-day supply of pills in each bottle. So your people have to be on like an auto ship, so that they keep getting these pills, so they can be a product of the products and be able to promote it.
Guys, totally doable. 500 on each leg weekly is 1,000 a week times 4 is 4,000 bottles. So if you've got 500 on each leg that given week and Friday closes out and your team has sold 500 units on each leg that have shipped out, you now have what? 50,000 points on each leg. That's 20,000 a month. Come on, I need you. Who gets this? You can be at, would 20,000 a month change your life? And listen, let me give a disclaimer because this is important. This is not a guarantee of income. Let me put a disclaimer in here. What I'm saying is if you follow the plan and you build an organization and you get units out the door because you're sharing stories, you're not selling, you're sharing stories, and you're getting people to try it and use it and love it. And you're monitoring the people, meaning when someone says, I'm not digesting it or I'm not getting the results, you're troubleshooting just like I do. You're saying to yourself, okay, well, have you been, have you had bariatric surgery? Did you have a sleeve? Do you have digestion issues? Do you struggle with, your stomach acid being low? Those are all reasons why to open the capsule. We've had a bunch of people start opening the capsules who have digestion issues instantly within the first few days start to see the results. Why? They just weren't digesting. That's not someone's fault. Every company that puts a product out has different people using it. We have different body chemistry. We have different issues. So get creative. Reach out to me and go, geez, I got 3 people who they're not getting the results. Can we troubleshoot together? Yes. I don't want your people to give up. I want them to figure out, are they taking it with food or not with food? Guess what? Some people are taking it with food, getting great results. Others, low stomach acid. So I say to them, take it 30 to 60 minutes prior so the body has a chance to digest Zenith, then eat your meal. And they go, 3 days later, drop 2 pounds. This is the stuff I want you to really understand. There's someone named Dani Johnson. If you don't know her, look her up, Dani Johnson. I've learned a ton from her. 6 figures in 6 months is my favorite training by her. If you don't get that audio recording from her, big mistake, get it. It's so worth it. And then pass it around if you buy it to your team so everyone can afford to listen, right? Dani Johnson was in Herbalife many years ago as a single broke mom, daughter of a pastor who got pregnant out of wedlock. Imagine this, who used to be a heroin addict at a young age. She's one of my favorite mentors of all time. Great woman of God. Actually tried to hide it from her parents that she got pregnant out of wedlock because her parents, were in the church. And I've been into almost every one of her events that you could imagine.
I'm sorry, we just went from this person has great training to she was a broke mom. Then did she just say that the person was a heroin addict? What just happened? What did I make that up in my head? Did I black out? I definitely blacked out, but it can't ever be just about the product and what you're selling and that you're good at sales. Yes, there is a relationship aspect to sales, obviously. Sales is about overcoming objections, building value, and building relationships. I have never had to use a sob story or tell someone, a prospect, a lead, whatever, about anything personal about myself to close a deal. Because I'm not manipulating them. I'm pitching them something. I'm selling them something. Not manipulating them. But that's the difference between inside or outside sales and being in a multi-level marketing company.
And she said once, and it really changed everything. She said, I would pull up at payphones. I'm old enough to remember payphones. Everyone remember payphones? She would take the change as a waitress, take it out of her. She was living out of her car. And this before she got pregnant. She'd take the change out of her little apron. She would go and she would put the dimes in and she would make calls to everyone that was ordering Herbalife shakes from her and go, now I'm talking about their weight loss. Is it working for you? Do you need any help adjusting? What's your diet? Are you following the program? Are you taking your greens and I think they're called greens and beiges. Are you taking your greens and beiges? Are you having trouble or are you getting good results? She would follow up. She said because she was great at making sure her customers were getting results, she became a multimillionaire at a young age. Some of you don't want to do that. You're just like, I want to sign them up and keep going. I'm telling you, it's easier to maintain a customer than it is to get a new one. It is. So there's nothing wrong with telling your team, hey, let's spend 2 days this week calling all the people, or texting, not calling, texting all the people who placed an order, thank them for the order, ask them if they're getting any results. And then if they're having trouble, reach out to anyone upline that's a blue diamond or higher and ask how we can make it better. Because there are tips and tricks to get better results. It's better to maintain a customer and get them results so they tell the world than it is to find a new one. Because the minute you lose one, even if you brought a new one into your team, guess what? 1 bottle lost, 1 bottle in, no growth. You're stagnant. Keep people on it, lose 2, bring in 5. That's growth. So when she said that, and I learned that from her, she goes, I got really good at following up with the people who did business with me. And she goes, and it didn't take any time, a dime, a phone call, my voice, how's it going? And she would smile and dial after work. Changed her whole life, became a multimillionaire. Now she doesn't do network marketing. Now she teaches people how to network and do great things in this industry. Please get what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to burden you to do more things. What I'm saying is some of the stuff you're doing is a waste of time. Replace it with an hour a week of following up the people who became members and the people who became customers for you personally. Teach your team to do the same. And it's so simple. If you reached out to me, and let's say it was Diana Dolce, she reached out to me, Danielle, how's it going? Well, I can tell you guys all, I was losing crazy weight up until my 12th or 13th week. And then I upped my dosage because I was messing with it as the owner. And I thought the more I took, the more weight I would lose. I threw my leptin out of whack, completely stopped losing weight for a couple of weeks, got ravenously hungry, lowered it and started losing weight again. Found out from one of our doctors that was the dumbest thing I could do. I didn't know. I was like, let me just see what I can make happen here. I was so excited. But anyway, I learned a lesson. So, but that is knowledge that's really good for me to know, is that upping the dosage isn't actually a good thing. There are people on this that find out when they lower it by one pill, they get better results. We're going to be running new clinicals and figuring out dosage and ages. But for now, if you have someone who's not getting a result, it's not quit. It's let's talk about.
Are those studies you're going to be doing, is that going to be on your own product that you're selling, or is it going to be again on the product that you act like you're selling? Because there's clearly a difference, lady.
They didn't need an extra pill a day or an extra pill less. I mean, not an extra pill less, one pill less. Is it that they're not waiting 30 to 60 minutes to digest it? Is it that the capsules are not something that their stomach acids digest? Because even though they're vegetarian capsules and all natural, some people just don't digest well. Low stomach acid is a very common thing. Some people just have poor digestion, leaky gut. It's a big deal. So I'm giving you stuff strategically. At the same time, you need to say to yourself, and this is really important, am I willing to be in this game to get 500 bottles on each leg out a week? And how long am I willing to do this before I quit? Because you quitting means you'll never have that come to pass. It's so important. Hold on. It's so important. I know I have to get off this call in a minute, but I want to see what time it is. Okay. It is so important for you to psychologically be in the game. It's so important for you to every day say to yourself, Danielle said, 1,000 bottles a week on each team leg. And my life is 500 a week on each leg.
So if you quit, you are never going to be successful. There's a difference between quitting and like actually giving up on yourself, and then being self-aware enough to know, okay, this isn't viable. I need to put my energy, my knowledge, and my time into something that is more productive and that is actually going to make me money. There's a complete difference there. But I just can't stand that they're like, the only way you lose is if you quit. No, I know. The people who are at the top of the company on the MLM side are also on that C-suite level, which she is. She's listed as the CEO, which she says that she's not, but in the documents for the company and like the paperwork for it, according to those legal documents that we read, if all of that is true, in that statement of fact, it did say that she's listed as the CEO, but then she's also a master distributor or master seller. And it is so cringe that they keep calling themselves masters, because think about it, because it's 4 couples, 8 people, if all 4 of those couples are white and they recruit any black people or people of color period, then that means that those people of color would be having to refer to their white grandpa upline as their master. That's not okay. It's not okay for anyone, but it definitely gives NXIVM vibes. For sure. I got a lot of comments about that in one of the last videos we did on this.
Your life's forever changed. And that's not adding in the other ways we get paid. I'm just talking team commissions. If you could imagine my face when Rodney, my business partner, said, so we'll be a $1 billion company when 615,000 people a month are buying the product, 1 bottle. And I went, here's me. Oh my God, that's so doable. He goes, oh yeah, we're gonna be a $1 billion company. I go, I knew that inherently. I never put the number, right? Like how many bottles equals a $1 billion company? 615,000 bottles selling a month, 615,000 units puts us at $1 billion in 1 year. You think we're capable? Heck yes. Are you going to be here when we hit $1 billion? How much of that $1 billion will be in your pay structure? Totally up to you. It's got to go to someone. Why not you? That's what I want you to. I want you to not think so.
No, Danielle, that's not how math works. If you're a $1 billion company, that $1 billion isn't going to someone in someone's downline or into someone's commission check. That's not how that works. It's literally not how math and revenue works, or a commission.
Limited. I want you to be limitless. I want you to go 2,000 bottles a week, every week. And Danielle said, I mean, listen, that's epic, but 1,000 a week is epic. 500, 250 on each leg. Do the math. 250. Keep going down if you have to and say, I'm going to go, okay, 250 bottles on each leg. Right? It's 25,000 points. That's diamond, a little over diamond. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. That's almost 10,000 a month. I don't know anyone who would love an extra 10,000 a month in repeat business. Hello. I hope I like instilled some excitement in you and that it's possible.
Someone also made a comment in one of my last videos that the reason why they're pushing this so hard would most likely be because of the lawsuit and because they have to pay for all this shit. And I mean, that makes sense. But also, I mean, it's just like capitalism, period. So
Math is really simple. And your founder and CSO never really did great at math. But I'm a strategist and I'm really good at not limiting myself any longer. And in believing in myself and what I'm capable of and knowing that I'm capable every day of a lot more than I actually deliver. You have to know beyond know that your team's going to put out 1,000 bottles a week as this thing goes. And next year, Rodney and I were just talking today, we were doing our projections because we put in a huge order. Woo, I was sweating when we sent that money out. It was like a lot of money. We're talking over 7 figures. So we keep buying all these bottles for you guys because you're selling them faster than we can keep up. And you know what he said? He goes, next year is going to be insane. Look at the numbers these people are doing. We haven't even started yet. And I went, I know. Like, that gets me excited. Makes me internally sweat a little because we got to keep up with you guys. You guys are epic.
legally, I got to make a lot of disclaimers. But what happens then? Essentially give all their product or all their profit to the company that's suing them and then can't sell that product or their own product ever again. Like, that's just so much money. And they've made a lot of money already. Don't get me wrong, but it also costs a good amount of money to keep up what they're doing and also to have, you know, these types of lawyers and a lawsuit of this caliber is very expensive. So I'm sure they are spending a lot of money.
But some of you are sitting back waiting for something to happen. It doesn't fall in your lap. You got to make it happen. That means figure out what's wrong. If there's something wrong, get the information to the people. If you have questions, you can send it to Product Questions at Awaken Nation. I prefer you come to your upline or me because it takes a little while to get a response back. We have a fact sheet coming, if it's not already there, that will give you like frequently asked questions about the product. But I want you to go to bed tonight saying 1,000 bottles left, like 2,000 a week. That's 8,000 a month. And I'm doing this. And I'm doing it in the next, let's just say, 2 90-day periods. So in 6 months, there is nothing, none of you could miss that if you run for it. Not one of you. I don't care if you've never done network marketing. Weight loss is $1 trillion industry. We have a breakthrough in weight loss. There's another network marketing company talking about launching a leptin product that has does not have our formula. We knew that was coming.
You don't have your formula. Allegedly. You stole it and then aren't even sending out the same product, allegedly. This is so whack.
Watch how many companies try to come out with a copycat. We're way ahead of them. We got the clinical, we got the formula, and we're crushing it. How much of that do you want in your organization? Totally up to you. Your mind determines how far you're going to go.
How can you say that when you have been shown proof? She knows, so she can't play dumb. She's been sent all of this information. She's part of the C-suite. She's a founder of the company. Like, she isn't in the dark. Like, you know, y'all allegedly and even though it was in the statement of facts, I'm still going to say allegedly, but y'all allegedly reverse engineered the product to make your own. But if you did that, it's not the same product, and you would have to perform your own clinical studies and get your own patent for the product because it's not the same. And also, those patents already expired. And that study the doctored study that they put out wasn't done on their product. It makes no sense. It's not the same product, even though they say that it is.
Not me. Set your mind, set your goals. Every week, I'm appreciative of you guys catching up with me and setting your minds right and absolutely going after it, because you can't miss this. The product's going to go viral, and we're going to go into Asia. We're going to go into other countries. Not yet, so don't call me on that. We're going to go there. We got to stabilize US and Canada first. But you have great things coming. Just don't sit on the sidelines. Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving's coming. Of course, I want you to enjoy. The best thing you can do is walk in 10 pounds down, have people say, you look great. What are you doing? It's a product the company I represent just launched, and I'm obsessed with it. Watch this. I'm going to give you the $10,000 nugget. I'm obsessed with it. Hey, pass the turkey. Hey, Danielle, tell me more. We'll talk later. I don't do business at Thanksgiving, but any of you, like, if you want to know more, I'll send you information when we all go home. Do the takeaway. People hate that. But you know what? They can't wait when they're walking out the door. Don't forget to send me info. If you sit there and vomit about Zenith at the table, people run. Walk in. Sit down, enjoy, look good if you've gotten some results. If you haven't yet, it's okay. You didn't get your product yet, you just started, it's okay. But at the table, there's a chance to say, hey, what's new in your life? Hey, Diana, what's new? Oh my gosh, it's been crazy, but I got into this new side gig, and I'm literally obsessed with it. It hasn't even hit my doorstep yet, and the company's breaking records. So very blessed today at Thanksgiving. How's everyone else doing? Wait, Diana, what's viral? What are you talking about? We'll talk later. I don't do business. I just want to know how you guys are all doing. It kills people.
Stop saying things are viral when they're not. Just because you say something is something doesn't mean it is. It's giving Jessie Lee Ward the top female entrepreneur in the world vibes. #1 network marketer in the galaxy. My #1 hair care company in the world. False, false, and falsity. Effing false. Thank you.
It kills people. Do not be the person. Look at Robert. Thank you, Robert, for like knowing what I'm talking about. It kills people to not get more info. The minute you take that moment to vomit and then every eye is on you, #1, you start to shrink back and feel afraid, because I would too when all eyes are on me. And then you go, I said too much. You oversold. Create the curiosity and never satisfy it. You know when they get satisfied? Later on when you've texted them or private. I don't know. I got muted. Sorry. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, the curiosity. You send it later. They ask questions after they watch the 3-minute video. Next thing you know, they're ordering it, and you just make sure they're getting their results. I got to go to the VIP training. I hope this was valuable. Don't overdo it at Thanksgiving. Actually, most of you will eat half of what you would, and you'll be looking good. They'll be like, what is going on with Penny? What's going on with Robert? Oh, a little something, something. We'll talk later. I don't talk business at Thanksgiving. People will chase you down. And anyone who doesn't care won't bother you, and that's exactly what you want. I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm away next week.
People who don't care won't bother you. No one's talking to you at Thanksgiving. Oh, I don't talk business at Thanksgiving. But yeah, I just asked you a question though. I'm not asking you to like talk business. This is a normal conversation of me asking you like, oh cool, what are you doing? Like, I'm sorry, Janice. I'm trying to take an interest in what you're doing. Clearly it's sketchy and I want nothing to do with it. And how is you restricting and starving yourself and being on speed basically and having an appetite suppressant, how is that a flex? You're not even going to finish all that's on your plate. Cool, so you just wasted food? People aren't going to be like, oh my god, what's up with her? Because you look so great. They're probably going to say, why does Janice look like she's on speed and she hardly touched her food? Is she okay? Do we need to have another intervention? Probably. I really can't with this company. It's fascinating. It's cringy. I hate it. This mindset training was absolutely stupid. Basically just recruit people very fast. I have 1 page of notes, and by 1 page I could have put all of, I drew a flower as well. I could have put all of this in like 2 lines. Speed, grow fast. Every bottle is a unit. Teach your teams to use product. 615,000 equals 1 billion. Set your mind, set your goals. The takeaway. People love the takeaway. Yep. Mindset training. My mind is set. This is a scam. These people are deplorable, and it is not okay to take advantage of people when they are desperate for a change and hopeful to feel good about themselves. There's a special place in hell for people who take advantage of people like that. So if you're feeling a little bit down on yourself, not loving the way you're looking or feeling, guess who's the only person who can change that? Actually, 2 people, either a plastic surgeon or yourself. Go for a walk. Go for a walk. You always feel better after a walk or even during a walk. Go for your hot girl walk, babe. Do it. But yeah, do that. Listen to a podcast. Like, save up all your podcasts for when you can go for a walk in like a pretty area maybe. Girl, drive to like the fancy part of town. Like the fancy neighborhood and go for a walk. I used to do that. Do your hot girl walk. Go lift weights. Push yourself. You're probably not going to see results for like 6 months. But that's why taking your measurements and taking progress pics is really important. Don't punish yourself by restricting yourself. You know, you should still be able to do like intuitive eating and, you know, work on your relationship with food. You kind of like should enjoy food. I know it can be hard, but there's a lot of people that can actually help you with that. You can go to therapy for that. If you haven't brought that up to your therapist, go for it. Talk to them about it. But anyways, what do I know? I'm just a lady with a bulldog and a camera, right? So I hope you have a great day, night, weekend whenever you're watching this. Remember, we do have new merch. Be linked below and in the panel below this video too. That's a great way to support my channel. I appreciate that so much. We have lots of inclusive sizes and some great color options available too. Please do subscribe. We just hit 95,000 subscribers and I'm way too excited about it. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, weekend whenever you're watching this. Wiggum is on his back right now in the love sack and he looks so cute. His little feet are up and he's so cute. Oh my god, he's so adorable. I'm gonna go take a nap with him now. But I appreciate you and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.